Do you know who I am? I'm kind of a big deal.
Hello, welcome inside another edition. It is the Bmore Baseball Podcast. He is the 14-year MLB veteran. He's in the Orioles Hall of Fame. It's Mike Bordick. I'm Jerry Coleman. Every day, folks, we're producing brand new content, whether it be on our X page, our Facebook page, Bordick follows that, and our Instagram page. He also follows that as well. It's all at one simple address, Bmore Sports Pod, Bmore Sports Pod. Our excellent intern, McKenna, does a great job putting all that together. And you can always watch us on YouTube as well at Bmore Sports Pod, or with our media partner at BaltimoreSun.com. So just ahead, it's episode number 22, Bordy. We tracked down a polar bear this week. Mike and I catch up with Pete Alonso. We'll also discuss what happens when an active major league player goes AWOL, and just why is the Big Apple the center of the baseball universe, especially when it comes to the Replay Center. But let's bring in our featured guests. All our guests are sponsored by Science & Kirk. Injured in an accident, you've got to call Science & Kirk. If you have a phone, and who doesn't, you have a lawyer, call 1-800-LAWYERS or visit youhavealawyer.com. All right, we welcome in Orioles first baseman and sometimes DH Pete Alonso. Pete, thanks for taking the time and joining the podcast. I got to go back to last week, though, and that controversial non-home run that we all saw be a fair ball. It's troublesome for Birdland, but more importantly, how did you sleep after that?
Oh yeah, I mean, honestly, I was like, all right, I slept pretty well. Thankfully, the only reason why I slept well is because my son slept well. So again, that's where I'm at. As soon as like I said earlier, got to turn the page. But as soon as I leave the field, I'm no longer the polar bear. I got to be husband. I got to be dad. Where I'm just Pete. And for me, it's like I slept just fine, knowing that my son slept fine.
But your phone had to have been buzzing all last night because Birdland was buzzing and angry.
Oh, I know, but it's unfortunately it is what it is. I mean, it sucks. I mean, I thought it was fair, and but it doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what anyone thinks. Unfortunately, gotta flush it. Gotta move on, and gotta remain emotionally neutral to it, because we obviously don't want to focus on the past, and we have another. We got another game tonight. Got to cut the emotion out of it and go get after it today.
Yeah, definitely the consummate pro. You're so good at turning the page. You've done it your whole career. I mean, you truly are an incredible superstar in the game. You have an incredible nickname, the Polar Bear, which is considered the apex predator, if you will. And I think it's so fitting because you've become the apex predator in baseball as one of the most prolific home run hitters in the game. I got to know, where did this come from? This intensity, this passion for the game, and it almost seems a natural leadership quality.
I appreciate the kind words. I love this game so much. And for me, I want to give everything I have every single night. It's an honor and a blessing to be able to play this game at the highest level. And for me, it's always just been such a giant passion and such a huge part of my life. And to be honest, there was really no plan B. So it's like my entire life, I've always put my eggs in one basket. And it's like, I really want, anyone can want something, but it's like, what can I do that's in my power? How can I make this happen? So for me, I just want to do what I can at every level my entire life. It's like, what can I do to help separate myself? Because for me, I know my skill set's my skill set, but how can I advance myself by paying attention to detail and doing what I can on a night in, night out basis.
So are you telling me then that this is kind of an innate thing that's just been in you your whole life, or were there instructors or teachers or coaches or players along the way that might have influenced some of that fire and passion?
Oh, 100%. I'm not totally discrediting because I've had a ton of I would say role models, positive influences. My just competitive nature just kind of drives that, where it's like my internal motor. It's just like I love winning, but honestly, I don't know what's more, I guess, on the scale where it's like, okay, do you hate losing more or do you love to win more? So for me, I don't necessarily have the answer to that question, but for me, there's just always that inner drive, inner motor where it's like, what can I do, or what can I do extra, whether it be physical work or mentally preparing or game planning or scouting. Like there's always something that, or taking care of there's always something that can be done to get better and to come out. I know it doesn't happen every time because, I mean, again, I do it enough where it's like I can kind of bring success and bring that I guess that steadfast attitude where it's almost like relentless. Because for me, I know that it takes a long time to have a good season, and pretty much you need to do what you can to weather the storm and stay diligent, because doing all that stuff can be really difficult. But for me, I don't want to get taken out of that mentally. Just want to come with that same intensity, same passion for the game every single day.
Well, we all saw, Pete, what occurred at the trade deadline. And obviously, a few weeks later, you haven't wavered. The team is still fighting for a playoff spot. There were some guys that shed tears, a lot of emotions, but you as a true leader set the tone, and you guys just persevered. Where is this team and its mindset after some of these guys departed and new faces arrived?
Well, I mean, I know specifically talking about Adley, and also too another guy that spent a lot of time here is Tyler Wells. I know Wardo's obviously a great talent, great guy. I mean, seeing those, obviously it's the nature of the business, and for us, unfortunately, we didn't do our job. We didn't set ourselves up to be like complete buyers, and unfortunately we kind of pigeonholed some people in the front office and left them with no kind of easy decision. We kind of put them in a bind with a lot of things, and I think too, like, if we put ourselves, if we have a better record, then certain people aren't even being asked about, because it's like, hey, like if you're in a playoff position, like guys are off limits, but since we put the front office in a tough spot, then unfortunately they had to take some phone calls, and that's on us in the clubhouse. Like we needed to play better, and we didn't do that well enough. But and I have been very vocal to people in the office where it's like they could have gutted a lot. They could have did a lot more. And they still, like, I know it's kind of, it was tough with Adley, I mean, especially like being a face, and I think for what happened, I guess in the present, I think like they could have, they could have done a lot worse with like getting rid of guys, and that would have, and we still have a shot. We have the talent in the room. We have the know-how. We have like great leaders in there. We have like great chemistry. Like we've experienced and have dealt with adversity, and we're going to keep doing that. And only being a game and a half back right now where we're at, and with like maybe 6 weeks left, we're playing meaningful baseball. We're playing exciting, big time baseball right now. So after trade deadline and selling, like our front office still put, is it obviously ideal with what happened? Absolutely not. But they didn't gut everybody. They didn't just mail it in. So, and that just shows us like, hey, listen, like the amount of confidence that they have in this group, it really speaks volumes, where it's like, hey, you guys, like, we still can do this. There still is a shot. We believe in you guys. There's a reason why we didn't like pretty much just gut everything and just rebuild. They didn't do that. So, and I've obviously I vocalized that to them personally, because for me, I'm a competitor. It's just who I am. I just want to win, and for them to still keep us in it and have the personnel to do that, I voice my appreciation.
To me, you're the ultimate leader. I mean, you lead by example. We talked about another leader in this town before we started this interview. His name was Ray Lewis. He went about it a different way than you do. He was a rah-rah guy. He would preach. He would be in the middle of the huddle, rallying the guys. You sort of lead differently from my perspective. You lead by example. You set the tone. Not that Ray didn't, but you're just not the vocal type that I see in Ray Lewis. And I know you were a big Ray Lewis fan growing up.
100%. I mean, his tenacity and what he did. But in baseball and football, I mean, they're completely different sports. Like football, it's like you're like, especially on the defensive side, it's full head of steam, and you're trying to take someone's soul. And then, for baseball, and especially for a hitter thing, like being as a hitter, it's like having that mentality can really take you out of at bat. There's a lot more cat and mouse, a lot more discipline. Granted that like football, I mean, again, two different sports, two different type of mentalities that you have to get you to that optimum level. And again, like with baseball, it's like there's a lot more failure involved. It's a different type of motor to get you to that heightened like flow state. But I think for me, like the thing I loved about Ray is like, I mean, just he's always on the front lines. He's always in it, and there was no place he wasn't willing. Like there was no place that was off limits. He was willing to go to the ends of the earth. And I feel like in different sports that means different things. Where it's like in baseball, it means like it can mean a bunch of different things. Like I mean, again, I'll use Cal. Like Cal, for example, like any day that had a Y that ended in Y, he was going out there and playing. And for baseball, it's like he's willing to be out there, be the guy, be front and center every day, and for better for worse. And I think like in different sports, there's that kind of like that different level of being out there and being in it with the guys, so to speak. So from like a leadership perspective, like again, I'm honored to be with this team. I'm honored to be in this city, and I just want to win. That's all I want to do. And for me, there's a lot of things that that I want to continue to do and really refine in order to help this team get to where we all want to be, is holding up a championship trophy at the end of the year.
You know, continuity and consistency. And unfortunately, in your career, you've had so many managers. I mean, my gosh, I think you had 5 different managers with the Mets and now Alvarez this year. Does that kind of play anything into your psyche? Do you hope you have Alvarez for the next 5 years as a manager?
Yeah, I mean, Albie for me, like the energy he brings. I mean, again, love his honesty, straightforwardness. I mean, he's been very honest, upfront, communicative, and I mean, again, it's been really awesome. I mean, I played for played under some great men and great managers, and I'm just really happy that I get another one in Albie. You know, like I mean, for him, it's like he's always right to the point. There's no BS, and like he's like for me, it's I mean, again, I think he's the perfect fit for this organization.
How much easier has it been dealing with this Baltimore media clique as opposed to the mob scene you were, underwhelmed or sometimes overwhelmed with in the Big Apple?
It definitely helped media training for sure. Trial by fire. No one's been perfect. I certainly have not been, but yeah, I mean, like playing in New York, coming up there gets you ready for, and whether you stay there or go somewhere else. And in my case, I mean, it gets you ready for pretty much anything that media could possibly throw at you. So it's definitely like, again, like very, very happy for all of the lived experience there, and it's made me into the man and the player I am today.
Yeah, you get to go back to the New York Mets. I mean, are you looking forward to that experience?
I mean, a little bit, but for me, like that's kind of pretty far removed right now. I mean, we're probably about 3-ish weeks away from that, or 3.5 weeks away. But there's a lot of baseball to be played between now and then. And New York is obviously like my family and I, and not just like obviously professional for me, but my wife and I, like we lived there. I mean, 7 years in the big leagues, and then we lived in Brooklyn for the Brooklyn Cyclones in 2016. So that's 8 years of living in the New York City area. And I mean, there's a lot of life lived there. So yeah, I'm going to view it as kind of like a homecoming. I mean, and again, like it means a lot because for like our family as well, like my wife's grandfather, he grew up in Stuyvesant Town, and for me, my family like came to New York, came to America. My grandpa, on my dad's side, he graduated from NYU, worked in New York, had kids there. My dad's born there. But I mean, again, like it obviously there's a lot of like meaning to it, but I mean, again, just very thankful and appreciative for all the memories. Cause again, there's been great coaches, teammates, like clubbies, training staff. I mean, again, like there's so much time that I have spent there. I mean, when I look back, it's like I'm just beyond thankful. But also too, like again, like what I've been wanting to reiterate is like as much as I am thankful for the past, as I'm just as much, if not more, appreciative and thankful to be here, be an Oriole, represent the city of Baltimore. I mean, again, I'm proud of what I've accomplished in the past, but I mean, again, every single day, I'm just really stoked to just be out here, and be with this team and this organization at this time. I mean, again, I feel like the luckiest guy, every single day. Like I show up to the yard, it's really special, and I'm beyond excited for not just the rest of the season, but for the years to come here.
And that brings me to my next topic. Become a part of the fabric of Baltimore, and you and your wife, Haley, hosting movie night at the ballpark, benefiting the Alonso Foundation, coming up at Camden Yards. The Alonso Foundation are proud to announce movie night at Camden Yards, which is a rare thing, seeing a movie at the ballpark. You and your wife, Haley, are going to host it coming up September 17th. That's a Thursday night at the Yard. Guests will enjoy a VIP reception, a special program, exclusive screening of The Secret Life of Pets. We love animals on this podcast, and a variety of sponsorship opportunities are still out there. So go ahead and visit the Alonso Foundation website. I heard you talking the other day how much you've started to enjoy steamed crabs and all that. We know you're doing a lot in the community. You're even referring to people as hun.
Yeah, I was obviously playing it up because the bat and stuff like that. It's Maryland blue crab, Eastern Shore themed hun. No, it's I mean, for me, it's like it's just been such an honor, and my wife and I, what we want to continue to do. In The Secret Life of Pets, obviously we have like a super strong affinity for animals. Barks here locally has done some tremendous work, and we want to continue that relationship, and also to find some different organizations that we can like here locally, and just continue to give back, because it just means so much from all the support that we've had this community, and not just during the baseball season, but the moment that we put ink to paper, everyone's been like just beyond excited and gracious, where it's like, thank you for choosing Baltimore, and we're honestly like so excited to be here, and thank you for like welcoming us and accepting us, and we're going to do whatever we can to kind of continue to not just, I mean, for me, do whatever I can on the field, but to just show appreciation. I cannot express enough gratitude, because what this organization and city mean to my wife and I. We just want to continue to do right in the community, continue to build that, I guess just love and care, and keep putting that back, because people have consistently shown support, appreciation for us being here. And it's like, I want to keep doing whatever I can on the field, obviously, but also there's so much more than just baseball in Baltimore. It's a part of the everyday life. It's a part of the certain things that it's like, listen, we want to support people who are uplifting the community, and we want to recognize that, cherish that, and kind of continue to forge that, where it's like, listen, this is such an unbelievable community and organization, and we want to keep supporting the people that support us, and give our love back to the community. So we're, again, beyond thankful and appreciative, and it's really just an honor to be here. It's an honor to be a part of this and represent Baltimore, and again, it's really a treat every day.
Well, like I said, you've already become an instant fabric in this community. Listen, I know there's baseball and then there's business. Scott Boras was here. Frankly, that was the first time I've ever seen an agent up on the dais for or the podium for a press conference when you signed here as the free agent. And I know you separate the two, but Gunnar's your teammate. He's represented by the same agent. Do you ever, say to Scott, it'd be great if Gunnar could play here with me my entire career?
Yeah, of course, and I've expressed that to Gunnar. But the beautiful thing about agent slash player relationship, at the end of the day, it's obviously Scott does a great job in operating at the benefit of the player, but the player's the boss at the end of the day. And for me, having Scott, it's again obviously like tremendous at representing and protecting his players, and Gunny is just an incredible talent, and having that type of talent, athleticism, and ceiling to be here. I know he's came up here. He's a homegrown guy. People love who he is, what he stands for, what he's about on and off the field. So I'd love for him to be here, and Gunny knows that. Obviously, Scott knows that, and for sure, Mike and Mr. Rubenstein know that. Everyone's aware of my feelings on Gunny. I mean, he's an exceptional talent. He's one of in my mind, he's one of the top guys in the league, and you have that talent and ability. That's something that's really special.
Go Bucks, go Ravens, and most importantly, you didn't end the interview, but I'll say it, go O's.
Yeah, go God, go Birds, go O's. Here we go. Have a good one, guys.
All right, see you soon. Thanks, Pete. Bordy, what a leader that guy is. I have to say, I was really looking forward to speaking with him. I'm that more impressed after talking to him.
Yeah, you can see why he's a fan favorite, right? He's a pro's pro for sure.
No doubt about it.
Play the Price is Right scratch-off from the Maryland Lottery. Win up to $50,000 instantly. Or enter the Second Chance promotion, where you could win a trip to California and play the game show experience with up to $10 million in cash prizes up for grabs. From watching at home to stepping into the experience as part of an exclusive lottery event, step into the game. Play today.
Hey, it's Jerry Coleman. I'm conducting this podcast from the extremely climate-controlled studios, all built by the comfort guys at Farnan and Dermer. The one thing I can tell you is if or when your AC or heating unit breaks down or gives you issues, these guys are responsive that day. Repairs done the same day, and they rapidly install by the next day. It's as important to them as it is to you. Same-day repairs is everything. Imagine like I did, your AC blows out. Well, within hours, I had someone evaluating the situation. And after 20 years, it was time for a new unit. The next day, I was in comfort, thanks to the comfort guys. There's a reason they've been around since 1902, folks. They also offer flexible payment options. Jot this number down because eventually you'll need it. 410-367-7777. That's 410-367-7777. Farnan and Dermer, the comfort guys with same-day service.
Here's something the car insurance companies don't want you to know. If you've been injured in a car accident, the insurance companies are already working against you. They have a team full of agents whose job is to give you as little as possible. That's why you need an experienced lawyer. Science & Kirk has been fighting for accident victims for over 50 years. They know how to handle the insurance companies and know how to get you maximum compensation. Don't go it alone. Remember, you have a lawyer. Call Science & Kirk today or visit youhavealawyer.com.
Shop Maryland's largest adult use and medical cannabis menu, located at 1114 Cathedral Street in Baltimore, with medical delivery available throughout Maryland 7 days a week, only at Relief Shop.
The Good Feet store is partnering with the Baltimore Orioles to give one lucky winner and their guests an unforgettable VIP game day experience. The grand prize package includes 14 suite tickets to the Orioles versus the Red Sox on September 3rd at Camden Yards, 4 parking passes, free food and beverage in the suite, official Orioles merchandise, batting practice access for 4 prior to the game, and an on-field game ball delivery experience. And it's easy to enter. Go to Orioles.com/GoodFeetStoreSweeps.
Cravings can strike at any time, and Royal Farms is ready to fuel your mornings with fresh brewed coffee, paired with protein-packed breakfast sandwiches and a side of those crispy hash browns. And when the midday hunger hits, bite into a world-famous chicken sub, loaded with flavor and leveled up with a side of Western fries. And when it's time to bring home a crowd pleaser, don't miss out on our world-famous chicken meals, hand-breaded and a hit with the whole family. Whenever you crave, Royal Farms is ready.
Effective Solutions, your one-stop shop for commercial contracting. Everything from excavation and site development to emergency remediation and restoration. Effective Solutions specializes in many forms of commercial and mixed-use construction. With a dedicated staff and a commitment to quality, Effective Solutions delivers every time. Looking for a great place to watch the game, bet the races, and get in on the action without heading to the big city? Head to Greenmount OTB in Hampstead, where the action is always on. Watch every game and race on more than 40 big screen TVs while wagering on live horse racing or the big game at the Bet Park Sportsbook. You can bet at the window, at a kiosk, or right from your phone with the Bet Parks mobile app. And grab great food from Greenmount Station, home of Maryland's best crab cakes. Then keep the fun going next door at Greenmount Bowl. Greenmount OTB. Big time action in a hometown setting. 21 and over only. Please play responsibly. For help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
On to For the Birds, sponsored by our friends over at the Maryland Lottery. Play home run riches from the Maryland Lottery. You could win instantly or win cash for Orioles home runs as a contestant of the game. Please play responsibly. All right, we just had Alonso on, as we talked about, and we talked about that awful blown home run call versus the Yankees, a New York City favorite, if you will. But Bordy, MLB's headquarters is not far from where the MLB Replay Center is, where they made that awful call. We also know, he's admitted it, Rob Manfred grew up being a Yankees fan. Not saying he had an impact on the Alonso home run, but that's something I wouldn't want to hear from a league commissioner. But why does the Replay Center need to be right there in New York City, where two teams around the corner play their games, the Mets and the Yankees? And who's running this replay booth? Is it Stevie Wonder or Angel Hernandez? I can't tell.
Might be Richie Garcia. I don't know either. Listen, it is crazy, though. And I've made reference to why can't it be out in Pocatello, Idaho, for crying out loud? Why does it have to be in New York City where there are two major teams? It seems like there's influence all the time. Yeah, Manfred wears the Yankees hat proudly. You don't think there are other people in there that wear that Yankee hat proudly? And the history, I mean, it goes back into the 90s, man, when you're talking about the Yankees getting the call and the Orioles not. I mean, the great disputed play with Richie Garcia out there. Of course, there was no replay then, but then the Nate McLouth home run, I mean, at Yankee Stadium, there was some instant replay, and we could all swore there was a ricochet off the foul pole, but no, it didn't go the Orioles' way. And, of course, the polar bear hitting the huge home run that would have tied the game, and who knows where it would have gone after that, but it didn't go the Orioles' way once again. Listen, this has created an incredible buzz throughout Major League Baseball. It just, when I heard Jim Palmer say, what if this was the 7th game of the World Series? I mean, you got to get this stuff right. And for years now, they've been working with it. Listen, it seems kind of easy to me, but I know Pete Alonso, even after the game, he said, listen, in the NFL, they got the pylons, man. They can tell if a guy breaks the plane of the end zone. Isn't that the same kind of technology? And does that cost $1 million? Are you kidding me? They've got so much technology in the stadium. It just seems like common sense that they might put a laser or something on the foul pole so we know whether the ball's fair or foul.
One of the excuses I'm hearing is Major League Baseball, unlike with tennis where they use the Cyclops and they have the replays in the NFL, it's not a uniform type stadium code, like every field is 100 yards in the NFL, the tennis court baselines and all that. They're all the same for the most part. But in baseball, I mean, even the Orioles foul pole is shorter than other major league parks. They're all in different type of places. So they do have billions of dollars they could invest in this type of technology. But one of the alibis is, oh, it's too expensive.
Yeah, well, I'm calling bullcrap on that. I mean, it just makes no sense. For the amount of money and technology they have just dumped into every stadium, and they forget to freaking highlight the foul lines and the foul poles. Are you kidding me? To keep a ball fair or foul, it really makes no sense, especially with how much they've jumped into the technology. The ABS now has just become a major part of the game, and I think fans are starting to really enjoy it. I don't know that umpires are truly starting to enjoy it, though, because they're being scrutinized every night by missing a pitch that's 1/3 of an inch off the plate. It's pretty bizarre, but if they can get that right, it's unbelievable they can't get foul balls right. It really blows me away, and this is a huge concern right now in Major League Baseball that they've lagged so far behind on this. I mean, there's such a gray area now, and especially, I mean, Oriole fans, all Major League Baseball fans have been treated to the controversial call where there just wasn't enough evidence to overturn it. Are you kidding me? So we're just playing a guessing game with calls that can influence, especially in the gambling industry right now, millions of dollars, let alone just a win or loss on a baseball field. I mean, it's crazy to me. It really makes no sense. And Major League Baseball definitely has to address it.
Right. And instead of 3 blind mice, we had 4 that night at the ballpark, and then a bunch of blind people, seemingly. I don't know what they were seeing in the replay center. Don't know why we need that camera in the replay center to see the backs of these guys, these bozos staring at a screen, trying to determine if a ball's fair or foul when everyone knows it was fair outside of Yankee homers. It was just unconscionable to have to watch that.
I think that's an interesting point, right? Managers get held accountable, players get held accountable, and now umpires are under the biggest scrutiny they've ever been under because of the ABS and all these crazy calls. The check swings are ridiculous right now as well. Well, why not the Wizard of Oz that sits up there in New York City? Can he ask any questions? Why did you make that determination? There wasn't enough information for what? To make what kind of call? Here comes the question, Jerry. Do they send it up there with already a predetermined script? Well, the umpire called it foul. Okay, so that means you better lean more towards foul. Are you kidding me? How about you don't get any kind of call? Just make a call on this video we just sent you. And there you go. I think that would solve a lot of problems. You have to make a call. And you know what? I think it should be an independent kind of person as well. Like I said, somebody in Idaho that doesn't even care, just make a call on this baseball play. I think you might get more calls right. That's for sure.
Indeed. Be better, baseball. That was embarrassing last week. At least Pete took the high road, though, after all of that. All right, let's venture beyond Baltimore, brought to you by Relief Shop, Baltimore's best adult use and medical cannabis dispensary with 700 plus unique menu items, and home delivery is always available for medical patients. If you're a medical patient, Relief will deliver right to your door from the heart of Baltimore on Cathedral Street. All right, this bizarre situation involving Ketel Marte. Bordy, he may be an all-star caliber player, but he's also an all-star caliber headache, it seems like, for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and especially manager Torey Lovullo. What do you make of him showing up at a casino last week when he was supposed to be rehabbing an injury? And this follows him going AWOL in their series at Fenway Park in Boston. Lovullo had no idea where he was, and it's embarrassing.
Oh, my gosh. You want to talk about some bad optics. Holy cow. Listen, Torey Lovullo is great, man. He's a good friend of mine. Played with him as a teammate. We had him on our show, earlier. And, he's an honest guy. But I'll tell you this. He will stand up for his teammates, for his players, right to the bitter end. And I tip my hat to that. I think every manager should, until they're not part of the organization or they've done something to embarrass the organization. And this is teetering on that line, because this isn't the first time this has happened to him. Last year, he had an incident, and it was an unfortunate incident, but it got to the point where he was away from the team so much, and this is a Diamondbacks team that was fighting to get into the postseason, that players started talking about it. Where the heck is our teammate? Where's Marte, man? He's an all-star caliber player. We need him. And when your teammates are starting to grumble a little bit, the bottom line is availability is one thing, but accountability to your teammates and the organization is the overriding issue right there. Be accountable to your team. You are all in this and supposed to be pulling the same way. And I know there's some family issues and stuff that happen with every family, but you truly have to make a sacrifice for playing for the Diamondbacks, for any major league team. And it seems to me there was just a lack of communication. I think everybody at the top, just give me a call, buddy, send me a text or something. And it seems like that's what's gotten lost in the shuffle here. And it's unfortunate because he is a really good player.
Yeah, and I think that's why he's getting the benefit of the doubt. Had he not been an all-star, may have been cut by now. But you show up at a casino, you don't tell the team, your teammates, or your manager. You put your manager in an uncomfortable position, also with the rest of the clubhouse, which he has to be accountable for. I'm talking about Lovullo. Marte doesn't seem accountable, but you have to answer to the rest of the guys inside that clubhouse where they're doing their work and doing their due diligence every day, wondering where their AWOL teammate is.
No, that's a great point, man. You're right. And sometimes players can start questioning, the manager's integrity here, what he's doing. Now, I'm going to go back in time. And this is something a person I love very much and have the most respect for, Hall of Fame manager Tony La Russa. There were times in our team stretch that Jose or Ricky Henderson didn't show up on time for the team stretch and come walking through center field while the whole team is out there. And you don't think the whole team kind of looked like, what? Are you kidding me? What's going on right now? And La Russa would literally walk out there and meet the player and walk all the way in with him. And there would be a decision made. And typically it was, you are not playing tonight. This is terrible. And every night it would come out, they had a migraine, might be able to play later in the game. But it was hard that balancing act, right? Even a Hall of Fame manager had a hard time dealing with the superstars and what happens outside the field.
Yeah, sometimes you have to lay down the hammer just to gain the respect and keep the respect of everyone else inside that clubhouse. It's never about one guy.
Absolutely.
Play the Price is Right scratch-off from the Maryland Lottery. Win up to $50,000 instantly. Or enter the Second Chance promotion, where you could win a trip to California and play the game show experience with up to $10 million in cash prizes up for grabs. From watching at home to stepping into the experience as part of an exclusive lottery event, step into the game. Play today.
Hey, it's Jerry Coleman. I'm conducting this podcast from the extremely climate-controlled studios, all built by the comfort guys at Farnan and Dermer. The one thing I can tell you is, if or when your AC or heating unit breaks down or gives you issues, these guys are responsive that day. Repairs done the same day, and they rapidly install by the next day. It's as important to them as it is to you. Same-day repairs is everything. Imagine like I did, your AC blows out. Well, within hours, I had someone evaluating the situation. And after 20 years, it was time for a new unit. The next day, I was in comfort, thanks to the comfort guys. There's a reason they've been around since 1902, folks. They also offer flexible payment options. Jot this number down because eventually you'll need it. 410-367-7777. That's 410-367-7777. Farnan and Dermer, the comfort guys with same-day service.
Here's something the car insurance companies don't want you to know. If you've been injured in a car accident, the insurance companies are already working against you. They have a team full of agents whose job is to give you as little as possible. That's why you need an experienced lawyer. Science & Kirk has been fighting for accident victims for over 50 years. They know how to handle the insurance companies and know how to get you maximum compensation. Don't go it alone. Remember, you have a lawyer. Call Science & Kirk today or visit youhavealawyer.com.
Shop Maryland's largest adult use and medical cannabis menu, located at 1114 Cathedral Street in Baltimore, with medical delivery available throughout Maryland 7 days a week, only at Relief Shop.
The Good Feet store is partnering with the Baltimore Orioles to give one lucky winner and their guests an unforgettable VIP game day experience. The grand prize package includes 14 suite tickets to the Orioles versus the Red Sox on September 3rd at Camden Yards, 4 parking passes, free food and beverage in the suite, official Orioles merchandise, batting practice access for 4 prior to the game, and an on-field game ball delivery experience. And it's easy to enter. Go to Orioles.com/GoodFeetStoreSweeps.
Cravings can strike at any time, and Royal Farms is ready to fuel your mornings with fresh brewed coffee, paired with protein-packed breakfast sandwiches and a side of those crispy hash browns. And when the midday hunger hits, bite into a world-famous chicken sub, loaded with flavor and leveled up with a side of Western fries. And when it's time to bring home a crowd pleaser, don't miss out on our world-famous chicken meals, hand-breaded and a hit with the whole family. Whenever you crave, Royal Farms is ready.
Effective Solutions, your one-stop shop for commercial contracting. Everything from excavation and site development to emergency remediation and restoration. Effective Solutions specializes in many forms of commercial and mixed-use construction. With a dedicated staff and a commitment to quality, Effective Solutions delivers every time.
Looking for a great place to watch the game, bet the races, and get in on the action without heading to the big city? Head to Greenmount OTB in Hampstead, where the action is always on. Watch every game and race on more than 40 big screen TVs while wagering on live horse racing or the big game at the Bet Park Sportsbook. You can bet at the window, at a kiosk, or right from your phone with the Bet Parks mobile app. And grab great food from Greenmount Station, home of Maryland's best crab cakes. Then keep the fun going next door at Greenmount Bowl. Greenmount OTB. Big time action in a hometown setting. 21 and over only. Please play responsibly. For help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right. That does it. Wanted to thank our sponsors, those that have been loyal and dedicated since day one of this podcast. And also thanks to the Orioles for arranging the polar bear to be a part of this podcast as well. Until next time, be real, be kind, and make sure to be back for another episode. It is the Bmore Baseball Podcast.